It is estimated that by 2020, there will be only about 400,000 students studying in computer science program. And yet, there will be about 1.4 million new jobs created that would require these skill sets. Studies have shown that introducing children to coding at an earlier age can help mitigate this, and there exists a game to teach kids how to code. However, we found a gap where there really aren't that many games out there teaching kids the underlying fundamental skills required for coding, namely logic and critical thinking. It is for this reason that we created Homebound. Homebound is a web-based game designed to help kids develop their critical thinking skills by embedding the learning naturally within the gameplay using logic-set puzzles in an engaging way. We can jump right into the demo. As soon as the player comes to our website, the player can log in and select a ship of their choice. After they select a ship, a small intro video will be played. This video serves two purposes. First is to introduce the player to the storyline, that is, they are part of a fleet, they get lost, and they have to find their way back home. The second part of this video is a tutorial element of the game, where we are onboarding the user by showing how to play the game. We introduce different aspects or game mechanics such as how the health bar works, how to interact with different planets resulting in gaining or potentially losing health. Let us start with the first mission. We have tasked the children to find a missing part of the ship by scanning the planets. We also alert them about dangerous planets near them so that they are careful on how they want to go about their journey. We direct the children to the navigation section where they can use an intuitive drag and drop feature to dictate to the ship in what order they want to move. The idea of this game is to figure out a logic and order that works best for this particular level, where they can go through each planet and retain enough life to cross this level. As we can see, this player has selected the right order and they will be able to cross this planet. Since it is just level 1, so it is not that complicated puzzle, it is possible for them to brute force it, which plays a part for positive reinforcement in our game. But the player needs to build on the skills in order for them to succeed in the later levels as it gets harder. We started our journey by unpacking the problem that was given to us. We did a lot of research in the education and tech domain. We also looked into other platforms in the market who are attempting at solving similar problems. Soon we realized that we want to build a web app platform in order to avoid installing hassle for our users and reach out to as many user groups as possible. We also decided to focus on creating a puzzle game as we wanted to enhance computational thinking in children, and we thought puzzle would be a fun way of doing it. During the process of unpacking, we designed our first low-fidelity mockup, which let us visualize the direction that we would be taking. During our Sprint 1, we built out a high-fidelity mockup of the game that we later tested out with children from Roosevelt Island School. We got some really positive feedback from them and also from the crit sessions that we had at Cornell Tech. But we wanted to mainly focus on the constructive feedback that we received. Some of the feedback that we received were that we needed a way to differentiate ourselves from other coding platforms such as Scratch. The children also mentioned that they would love the game to be more visual. Keeping all the feedback in mind, we decided to redesign our gameplay for the second sprint. During Sprint 2, we built out our first working prototype. We showed our prototype to industry experts and we received some really good feedback. They wanted us to focus on our gameplay as it was a bit confusing for users to understand. They also mentioned that we needed a storyline for our game in order to keep the children invested. After receiving this feedback, we decided to focus mainly on single-player mode in our Sprint 3 and really flesh it out. During our Sprint 3, we incorporated all the feedback that we had received over time. We added a game tutorial along with storyline for the kids to understand where the game is coming from. We added a ship customization section because the children mentioned they would like to have the ownership of the game and also see a reflection of themselves in it. We redesigned the gameplay to make it more intuitive and engaging. Moving forward, we would like to expand on our single-player mode and also investigate multiplayer opportunities in the game. We would like to have a better backend system as the current game is built on purely HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Having a good backend system would help us scale our game better. We would like to perform more user testing to find opportunities to improve. We will be moving forward with this project for our Startup Studio course next semester and apply for startup awards. Thank you.